Well, welcome to the 700 Club and happy Thanksgiving to you. We're all going to have sticker shock at the grocery store and then pain at the gas pump. The cost of Thanksgiving dinner and holiday travel will be more expensive than ever this year.
Still, millions of Americans are hitting the roads and flying through the skies to spend the holiday with family and friends. And for many, they'll be giving thanks for the first reunion they've had in 2 years. And you can't put a price tag on that. Brody Carter brings us the story.
Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, holiday turkey and travel are expected to be the most expensive on record. Americans are embracing a pre-pandemic holiday spirit, with 53 million people expected to travel via airport and roadway. That's getting close to the travel levels before COVID.
So that means you're going to have a lot of company on the roads. There's going to be traffic. And when you get to the airports, if you're flying, you're going to have a lot of lines.
And if you're driving, it'll be expensive. The national average for a gallon of gas is $3.40. That's up roughly $1.30 from this time last year.
When I pulled in and saw the gas prices, it was a little bit of sticker shock.
President Biden hopes to ease the financial burden by releasing 50 million barrels of oil from the nation's strategic petroleum reserve, though analysts don't expect it to make much of a difference at the pump.
Once people have decided they're going to go, they go. They just figure out another way of budgeting in the cost.
It's not just gas prices. The Farm Bureau projects Thanksgiving dinner for 10 people will cost 14% more than last year, averaging over $50. Although some prices had fallen since their survey. High costs and travel woes aside, many more people will be celebrating Thanksgiving this year with family and friends than last, when COVID was much stronger. And that's something to be thankful for. Brody Carter, CBN News.
Well, I don't know if your Thanksgiving dinner is going to come in at $53. Mine's going to be a whole lot more. But then I do get some special items. This year, I'm very grateful I'm not traveling. I was on the road yesterday, and the traffic was absolutely unbelievable. Just coming into work today, the state troopers are out in force, so please look out for your speed limit. You don't want a ticket to go along with that expensive turkey. Well, in other news, and this is very serious, the eyes of the world are focused on Georgia. Jury deliberations have now entered their second day in the trial of the killing of Ahmaud Arbery. Ephraim Graham has that story from the CBN newsroom. Ephraim?
Gordon, the judge gave the jury the case around noon Tuesday after attorneys for both sides wrapped up their arguments. 2 of the 3 white men charged in the killing argued it was self-defense, but the prosecutor disputed that, saying someone can't start the incident, then claim self-defense. Outside the courtroom, protesters hoping for a guilty verdict. And in Wisconsin, charges filed against Darrell Brooks for driving his SUV into a Christmas parade in a suburban Milwaukee area. More charges will come as a 6th victim has died, an 8-year-old boy. Some reports said Brooks apparently tried to hit as many people as possible. Turning now to the international scene, promoting religious liberty is a priority for America. But commonly used methods aren't effective in countries where governments don't have the support of the people. As Jennifer Wishon reports, in those cases, experts say the best approach is teaching people how to love thy neighbor.
When it comes to promoting religious freedom in fragile states like Afghanistan, Somalia, and Yemen, U.S. officials have to get creative. Punitive policies like sanctions can weaken already dysfunctional governments and further devastate conditions on the ground for people of faith. Take Syria, for example.
Armed actors have laid siege to towns and villages with sizable religious minority populations, defacing and destroying Yazidi and Christian shrines, and detained, prosecuted, and even tortured Yazidis, Christians, and other religious minority communities for their religious beliefs.
In some places, finding ways to facilitate peace can save entire communities.
State attempts to eliminate the presence of at least one religious group from the country have been recorded in Afghanistan, Algeria, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, China, Comoros, Egypt, Eritrea, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Malaysia, Myanmar, Pakistan, and on and on. You get the picture.
Experts say a deeper understanding of the culture and engaging with those under duress in country would make a tremendous difference.
You know, we need to stop looking at for English speakers because oftentimes they're not the best representations of the communities that we're seeking to help in these countries. We need to look outside the elite.
You know, rural people, women who have a different understanding of who they think of themselves, and how they think the world works.
Knowledge of the lived faith traditions, knowledge of the lived conflict, knowledge of what is in the way and what will help things get out of the way is all held within the communities.
Including how local cultures and customs mesh with religion.
We always say that a Christian in Lebanon is completely different, or to a large extent, very different than a Christian from the United States or otherwise, even in the way he reads and he lives his faith.
The U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom makes recommendations to America's diplomats. Commissioners believe these can make a real difference in the lives of people who face challenges in their everyday lives just because of how they worship. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News.
Now to a story of people of different backgrounds working together in the Middle East. A brand new upscale mall outside Jerusalem is drawing a lot of attention, and not just because of the high quality goods. As Chris Mitchell shows us, the shopping destination brings together Jewish and Arab merchants in what the world often calls the occupied territories.
This luxurious European-style shopping center sits in the Judean desert, about 10 miles outside Jerusalem.
Our dream is that when people buy apartment or build apartment or house, they will come for some place in this city and they will find all what they need for the house or for the apartment.
120 stores are already open and 50 more planning to do the same. With prices ranging from inexpensive to luxury, they say you can find anything you want for your home at D-City.
Furniture, kitchen, tiles, all what people need for the house, they can find here.
Benita Rivak is a CEO of the Design City, or D-City Mall.
Only when people come here, they really understand it's very special, very different. It's not only place to come to buy, it's really place that they can come, they can enjoy.
Situated on the road to the Dead Sea, the mall offers restaurants, a hotel, and even a nearby theme park.
I talk about tourists, and I'm sure that when we have some options like this, that we have very good restaurant and it's on the way for the Dead Sea, all of them will stop here, will come to enjoy in this place.
D-City is built on what much of the world calls a settlement, although Israelis as well as Palestinians from the West Bank can set up shop there.
I started to looking for a shop here, maybe to open something new, maybe to open something to go along with the theme. I decided to open a gadgety luxury gift shop that gives on answers to alternative of perfumes and t-shirts and standards regular gifts.
Lu'ail Gul, a Palestinian from Jerusalem, owns a gift shop in Ramallah and now has one at D-City.
To be honest, in a daily life, we try not to go deep into politics. Just come here, do business together, live together, we share interests, we share businesses, we share life, basically.
This is the 10th Nicoletti store in Israel.
We opened before 2 months here, and Nicoletti is a design furniture, luxury from Italy, fabric, leather, and we have table with a marble, wood, and all Italian style in here in Israel, in this shop.
Tom Ovadia, son of the owner, says while this isn't a typical location for a mall, there are advantages.
Shor Adumim is not the best location in Israel, but this is something different because the Palestinians and Jews together here, and we sell for a lot of Palestinians. They can come to here. They don't need nothing. They can come, buy, and go.
This is the first project in Israel, like the Design City. It's the first time I see something like that, okay? And it's really special to come to work here.
Zina Gul manages this store.
We don't feel any differences, like we are one family here. Arabs, Jews, Muslims, Christians, we are all one. We live here, we live in Israel.
We need to work together and we need to do the step for peace and love. I am Jew, she is Arabic, Muslim, and everything is okay.
So from designing and furnishing your home to tourist attraction to Israeli-Palestinian relations, the new Design City Mall is an experiment and adventure that they hope will succeed. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Gordon, that's 200 stores, an amusement park, and a hotel.
And that's a story you're not going to see anywhere else because it doesn't fit the narrative. And the narrative out there of boycott, divestment, sanction wants to talk about apartheid, wants to talk about all these things. But here they are coming together and saying, let's live together in peace. Whether you're Arab, whether you're Christian, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Muslim, whether you're observant, whether you're secular, let's strive to live together. Decades ago, I had the incredible privilege of being in Beirut before the PLO moved in 1972. So I was there in 1969. And it was beautiful. It was absolutely incredible. And they called themselves the jewel of the Mediterranean. And everyone got along, whether you were Christian or you were Muslim or you were Jewish or you were none of the above. You had a voice in the government, and it was absolutely incredible, a beautiful city. Today, no, it's a complete ruin, all because of hatred, all because of violence, all because of an ideology that we have to drive the Jews into the sea. Wouldn't it be wonderful if this took off and peace took over the Middle East? Now, a lot of people are going to dispute that and say, well, you're going to say peace, peace, and there is no peace, and you don't know your Bible and all of this. I encourage you to look at the book of Ezekiel. There's an interesting passage when Israel is at peace with all its neighbors. So Ezekiel saw a time where Israel would be at peace. Let's all join together to say, well, that would be a great idea. Let's live in peace.